Okay. Hello you guys, Amber here again, just with a quick video about some of the items that I use in my kitchen as a raw vegan, or when I'm doing a raw vegan type of lifestyle or eating pattern. So here are some things. Ignore the microwave, I don't really use it that much, but my boyfriend uses it, and I do occasionally use it for like some hot tea or to help thaw out some frozen fruit or something. So it's still there. The main thing that I use is this guy right here. So this is my Vitamix blender. If you are really interested in doing like a low-fat, raw vegan lifestyle long-term, I really recommend getting one of these. And if you are not interested in doing a low-fat, raw vegan lifestyle long-term, I still really recommend getting one of these if you're into any kind of healthy eating, because it's so useful. And there are other brands too, like the Blend Tech is also supposed to be good, and I don't have as much experience with those, but this is really worth it. I feel like it was worth the money and worth the investment. It's one of my favorite items that I own, to be honest with you. I can make wonderful, delicious banana ice cream in this thing. You just put stuff in, you can use the tamper, and you can knock over stuff. And anyway, it just really is good for everything like that. It requires any kind of blending. It makes the best smoothies, best banana ice cream. It also is great for green smoothies, because when you're having a green smoothie, you don't want like chunks of kale or spinach or whatever in your smoothie or floating in your smoothie. And this really just pulverizes and blends it all in, so that you don't really even, it tastes really good still. You don't even taste it. So that's one thing. This item I don't use quite as often, but it's nice to use. It's nice to have around. This is a mango wedge or mango slicer, because I don't know about you, but I love fresh mangoes. I don't love opening and cutting them. I find it quite annoying and difficult. So this guy just, it just helps that you just stick the mango in there and you press it down, and it's not a perfect gadget, but it doesn't, you know, it's pretty low tech, and it does help get the job done. This is just a cutting board that I have, and it's not like the most fancy thing, but it's nice because it's easy to travel with. You can just throw it in a bag if you want to go somewhere where they might not have food for you, and just kind of whip out some fruit and start cutting it up and eating it, which I've done. Also, I have a couple knives here. I have more knives. These are the ones I use the most often. This is a little one. This is great for just a cut. You really need a cutting knife, like a good cutting knife, for just preparing your dishes, cutting up fruits or vegetables or whatever it is. This is the one I use the most, this little one. This bigger one is a nice big old knife. I use this one mostly for melons. When I'm cutting a melon, I like to just cut my melon straight in half and then eat it. It's really good for that. And then of course just a peeler, regular standard peeler for peeling zucchinis or cucumbers or, you know, different vegetables like that. And then over here I have just a simple little food processor. I do not use this guy nearly as much as the Vitamix blender, but there are certain things, like if I'm trying to make like a chunkier sauce, or if I'm trying to make specifically like a raw vegan hummus or something like that, this guy can really come in handy for things like that. So I don't use it as much, but I still find it useful to have in my kitchen. And then the other thing here, this guy is, you may or may not have seen one of these guys before. This is a simple little contraption called a spiralizer, or a spiral slicer, whatever you want to call it. And this is great for making raw noodles or spaghetti. So you can take a zucchini and stick it in here, and then you just wind it through, and it comes out as like a spaghetti shaped noodle. Or you can use cucumbers. I recommend for the cucumbers to use like the medium or thicker noodles. But for zucchini, it's nice to use the more like smaller spaghetti type noodles, which really do look like spaghetti, by the way. And there are 3 different kinds of blades here. So this one's the medium one, because the last time I used this, I was making cucumber noodles. And then there's one that makes really small, like spaghetti type noodles, and one that makes really chunky noodles that I only use occasionally. But it's really nice because you have those options of how you want it to turn out, what kind of look and texture you want to give it. It just makes things a little bit more fun to mix it up, so you're not, you know, you don't have to just have salads or fruit every day. You can make your vegetables into a really yummy spaghetti or pasta kind of dish, even though it's really just vegetables. So those are the main things. One other thing, I do have the strainer here. I haven't been using it as much lately because I haven't been cooking food, but sometimes it can be helpful if you're trying to drain the water out of something or whatever like that. So that's pretty much all I have for today. I hope that this video was useful to you.